I'm hoping to do one on keto channel as well. Hi, everyone. So what is this? Emily, I could only take so much of it. I couldn't have taken it. I'll be honest with you. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I couldn't have taken it. Have I missed something? What are we talking about? Sam took the phone from Lisa Marie and told Linda, well, we need actual proof. So I'm going to see if Linda says it. I want to see what Linda says. Remember, a lot of what we read, guys, we don't actually know what actually happened. We have to try and prove it, yeah? I'm not saying she did or didn't. I want more proof. Let's have a look. Hi, Trees and Nancy. I just found an article where Linda's brother Sam was interviewed, and he states Lisa Marie called Linda and she was saying, my daddy is dead. Yeah, right. So send it me so I can try and verify it, yeah? I actually don't know the truth, so I'll be honest. You have Elvis would start preaching about the Bible for hours and hours. For Linda sat there, I would have walked out and say, I can't take it. Why is that, Nancy? What were you interested in, Nancy? Come on. So talking of Nancy, before I quickly try and find a bit off that book, oh, by the way, Linda sent me that book. Hi, everyone. Lisa was asked a question on Larry King if she called Linda. All she would say was, I don't go back to that night. Okay, there we are. So we don't actually know. Hi, Linda. You are correct. Lisa said she don't like to talk about it. Yeah. No, we're all different. Lou, I sent you the article. Okay, I'll have a quick look now. Let's have a look. Enjoy that coffee. I'll tell you what, Orion, butter coffee. I make butter coffee. My butter coffees are famous, yeah? You basically make a normal coffee, no sugar. You put butter in, and a lump of butter, and you whisk it with a blender, like, and it doesn't taste like butter. It tastes like cream. Creamy, like clotted cream. Linda says, I don't think we can ever know the truth. Yeah. Right, so a few things. A couple of things. I want to read Nancy's comment. What time do you want coming? What? Right, yes, I believe she did love Elvis. The credit card thing bugged me because he wanted her to look nice. She wanted to look nice to keep Elvis attracted to her, but it was his point that he told her, I want you to look nice. She wasn't buying diamond rings, diamond bracelets. She just was dressing nice, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. That drives me a little crazy. You got to remember that she was with him when he was doing bad. She wasn't sleeping. She said she didn't sleep. She worried about him constantly. I don't know if it started in 1974. She would look at him at night to see if he was still breathing. So no, Linda, there wasn't just there for the money. Right, so Nancy, I have to comment on that. 100%, I 100% think Linda truly loved him. I do think she became a bit of a nurse in the last 3 years. She wasn't just his lover, his partner, she was his carer. I do think it went that way. I don't say that to discredit or make Elvis look bad, but the truth is the prescribed medication was taking its toll. Elvis was very sick. He needed his prescribed medication as well. Yeah. Serious insomnia, horrible constipation problems, and many other problems. Yeah. Come on, guys. Elvis did rely on his prescribed medication. We're not going to get away from that. There's a good chance that Elvis was taking a lot of medication even in the 60s, towards the second half of the 60s and almost. Even in Anita Wood's book, she says that Elvis was taking medication, doesn't she? So medication has always been a problem with Elvis. I do think there was abuse as well. You might not want to hear it, guys, but there was some abuse. But I would always say Elvis was very sick. He was very sick. Yeah. Now, with Nancy's comment about, so Nancy says something like, you know, Elvis would want her to buy a nice dress to look beautiful. You don't think it was jewelry and diamonds and bracelets? Well, I don't know if I agree with that. I've read that he did buy her a bit of everything. Don't forget, Elvis was very generous. He loved buying things. You couldn't say no to Elvis. If he was going to buy you a car, you're getting it. If he was going to buy you a house, you're getting it. If he was going to buy you clothing, jewelry, shoes, you name it, you're getting it. So I would say, Nancy, that Elvis was very, very generous to Linda and bought her a bit of everything, even to her own parents, her brother. Yeah, you get it? So I think he was more generous than you realise, Nancy. I'm not even saying that as a negative. I'm just saying, if you're going out with a guy who's super rich, who wants to shower you with gifts, what's wrong with that? Let him do it. He loved it. It made him smile. It made him feel happy. People must got to remember this. Elvis felt happy when he was generous, almost insulted if you said no. So I see it differently. And yes, I agree with you, Nancy. As Elvis became a bit unwell, Linda struggled. She would sit up all night, worried about him stopping breathing, etc. She knew he was on a slippery slope. It's part of the reason they split up. Obviously, we know Elvis was seeing other people. Eventually, Linda sees other people. But you get what I'm saying, guys. You get what I'm saying. So it's not straightforward. Let me just top my coffee up. Okay, right. Now I do. So Linda's joined us. The Linda sent me this book, which I cherish. You know, anything that is sent to me, I cherish it. It's important to me. Yeah, I would never sell it. It always is part of what I do here. All of your books are around me. They're over here to my right, some to my left. I always cherish them. Always. Even this book. We will use this book. Linda sent me this as well, I think. We will use this book to defend. Yeah. You'll be surprised, guys. The books that some of you are not happy with are a great way to defend. Yeah. So I cherish my books. Now, you guys know me. I'm not a big reader, but I do use them. I will pick out bits in these books and use them. Right, I'm going to read your comments. I'm going to find a little bit in this to read. Just a very short bit. Then we're going to carry on playing the video because we are playing an interview from Linda Thompson as well. Okay, guys? Remember, this is just a discussion. We can agree to disagree. Never take it personally. This is just a chat with Team Elvis discussing Linda Thompson. I have said, guys, we need to stop just talking about Priscilla every day. We need to break it up with some other topics. Yeah? We're going to talk about Priscilla loads. We're going to defend Elvis all the time against Priscilla's wrongdoing. But we can't just talk about Priscilla. We need to mix it up a bit. Yeah? But obviously, I'm still very upset with Priscilla's wrongdoing. Yeah? Okay. So Linda says he was generous, but she claims he was very bad. But I or any decent person would not have taken advantage of anyone in capacity, as she says. That's, yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. It's look, right. So we're not just talking about Linda here. Yeah. We're talking about any girlfriend Elvis had. Yeah. Any girlfriend. Doesn't, even if you go back to the 50s. Yeah. Elvis was a naturally generous man. The minute Elvis had money, he wanted to share it. He didn't want to keep it for himself. He wanted everyone around him to benefit. Girlfriends, mates, parents, cousins, uncles, aunties, you name it. Elvis was extremely generous to everyone he came across, including girlfriends. So if Elvis was very, very generous with Linda or with Ginger or with Sheila, whatever her name is, Sheila Ryan, etc., and many others, It doesn't mean they took advantage of him. It just means Elvis was bloody generous. You couldn't say no to Elvis. Elvis loved giving people gifts, loved it. It made him feel good. The main reason Elvis was so generous, because it made him feel good. He had a really good heart. He didn't want all the money for himself. He wasn't hoarding money. He just wanted it all. Oh, I can make some more. I'll do another tour. I'll make another movie. You get it? So I personally don't think Linda took advantage of Elvis's generosity. I think she just lapped it up. And do you blame her? Do you blame her? She was with a very, very wealthy man. Yeah? A super rich man. So, yeah, he wanted to shower her in gifts, jewelry, clothing, you name it. So what? So what? I won't hold it against her. So that is my opinion, guys. Yes, Linda worried about him constantly. She said she didn't no sleep, maybe 2 hours a night. She wasn't there just for the money. I agree with that. Nancy, I'm with you. I don't think she was there. Now, did she like the money? Yeah. She loved it. 100%. But she wasn't there for the money. Now, when you're breaking up, I do agree with this. When Linda can see that the end is near, and Linda is also seeing someone else as well as Elvis, maybe there's a certain amount of, right, I'm going to get what I can before we break away. Yeah, I know that money was still, this is the other thing I've read, trying to be fair, but even after they split up, Elvis was still very generous to Linda, wasn't he? Yeah, Elvis was still giving money for Linda, maybe her family members, even after they split up. Yeah, I think that's very possible, but that doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me. Again, a very, very generous man. Nancy, oh yeah, Elvis bought, but she was buying clothes to try and look nice. Yeah, of course she was. Of course she was. But she was stunning anyway, wasn't she? She was beautiful. My other issue is Vernon, I've heard, went nuts over the credit cards. If you love a man, you don't do that. Spending was an issue. I don't agree. Linda, I completely don't agree. I do agree with the Vernon bit. Vernon looked after Elvis's money and all that kind of stuff. Vernon had his own office. Come on, Vernon run all the money stuff. Yeah, I agree with that bit. But the fact that I don't see that anyone that is with Elvis as a girlfriend that was spending his money, buying clothes, jewelry, etc. Don't think Elvis would encourage it. Elvis wanted them to. Elvis would send them out shopping. Yeah, Elvis loved showering his partners with gifts. I don't see it as a problem. I see Linda differently. I see that Linda really tried to look after Elvis. Yeah. Don't forget, Elvis eventually started to stray. So did Linda, but Elvis more so. So, none of them were angels. None of them were angels. I haven't seen anything about Linda that makes me go, oh my God, you were so bad for Elvis. You're out of order. With Priscilla, I'll pick out some pretty horrible things. Yeah. With Priscilla, and I'll be like, you're flipping out of order. It's disgusting what you did to Elvis. I will with Priscilla. Yeah. Because there's so many. Not with Linda. Not with Linda. There's a few things I think, come on, she loved him. I don't care what anyone says, she loved Elvis. But listen, guys, remember, I clearly say this to you guys. We can disagree. Don't take it personally. It's fine. It's okay that we disagree. I actually like to have a debate. If we disagree on something, it's great. We can debate it. That's the whole point. So Linda says, my biggest problem is why would she stay? He introduced other girls in front of her. Because she was in love with him. That's all I can say to that. She was in love with him. And had she got used to the money? Yeah, of course. She got used to the money as well. All of them did, including Priscilla, including Ginger. Oh, yes, Elvis bought it, but she was just buying clothes to try and look nice. I don't think it's as simple as that, Nancy. I think come on, someone showers you with gifts. You love it. Right. Linda also slept with his keyboard player. They have an affair. Yeah, I know about this. But do you blame her? Do you blame her? Elvis was seeing other girls, more than one. I found the interviews. Linda clearly says she knew Elvis was seeing other girls, and not for a few weeks, for years. So eventually, come on, eventually a girl will move on. She'll only take so much and then she'll move on. So I don't hold that against her either. He definitely was a giver, 100%. And did people take advantage? 100%. I completely accept that these girlfriends took advantage as well. Completely accept that. Temptation's a funny thing. Everyone took advantage of Elvis. Come on, everyone. Everyone, you know what I mean. The Memphis Mafia, the ex-girlfriends, come on. Everyone took advantage of Elvis. Even the people that are so-called very good friends. Yeah? We could be talking about Jerry Schilling, Larry Geller is known as one of the good ones. Charlie Hodge is known as one of the good ones. They still took advantage of Elvis. They still milked him. Yeah? So, come on, guys. A very, very, very rich man that wanted to give. That overpaid everyone. Come on. Let's be realistic. Louis Tima, buying you something is different than going mad on the credit card. That's taking advantage of my opinion. It depends, Kate. Hi, Kate. It depends, doesn't it? Because if Elvis wanted her to use his credit card to buy what she wanted, there's nothing wrong with that because he wanted her to do it. The other thing is this. Actually, how much did... What factual evidence do we have about Linda's spending? Seriously, guys. We're all there going, like, Kate, you've just said, Linda went mad taking advantage with the credit card. How can you prove that? Do you see my point? Do you have the receipts of what Linda bought? I'm not saying she didn't, but we don't know just how far she did. Yeah, you get it? Also, we don't know what Elvis was saying to her. If Elvis is saying to her, buy what you want, you see? So I don't want to slag off someone and talk about them like they're this real horrible person when they've spent their whole life praising Elvis. Linda has spent her whole life praising Elvis. Yeah? So, yeah, she said a few things that she didn't need to. There's definitely things in the book that I don't like. There's definitely things in this book I'm a bit uncomfortable with. But overall, Linda is one of the good guys. One of the good guys. Priscilla is the bad guy. Yeah? And she did look after him. I don't care what anyone says. And they were in love for a while. And come on, Elvis was unfaithful to her as well. Come on, let's be real. I want to be fair. Yeah, so Linda says, I don't believe... Let's have a look. Sorry, I just jumped up then. Sorry. Right. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to catch up. Right. So, guys, you don't have to like Linda. If you don't like her, it's fine. I'm not telling you to like her. I'm giving you my point of view. So Linda says, I don't believe her hero narrative. It was her book that I realised a lot of repeated stories. Yeah, I know. Linda, it's very clear your views on Linda, and I respect that. All of you guys, I respect all your views. Linda is just like Priscilla. Priscilla had the marriage and child, did more damage. She and Priscilla speak lovingly and say terrible things at the same time. Both stayed for the wrong reasons. Well, that's quite a comment, isn't it? I will, being completely honest, I will never compare Linda to Priscilla. There is no comparison. The wrongdoing that Priscilla did, that has gone through decades, and well after Elvis passed, that even goes on to Riley, Finley Harper, of course to Lisa. Yeah, there is no comparison. There is no comparison. I'm sorry, I can never accept that. There's no way that Linda was as bad as Priscilla. No way. I do accept that Linda has done a few things that she didn't need to. She said a few things she didn't need to. You know, when she talks about his way or his prescribed medication taking and some behind the scenes details of when Elvis was very sick, I do think some of that, well, most of it she didn't have to say, but she isn't Priscilla. She is. I don't think many people, Linda, I don't think many people will agree with you that Linda was as bad as Priscilla. Yeah. So I just think hardly anyone will agree with that. Hardly anyone. And do I think Linda said terrible things about Elvis? Not really. I think a bit too much information. Now, Priscilla is different. Priscilla's different. And that's just my opinion. We can agree to disagree. Did Kathy Westmoreland say Elvis and Linda had an open relationship? Yeah, I think it became that way eventually, didn't it? Is that right? Josie, I think it went that way eventually, yeah? You don't humiliate a man sleeping with his bandmate and spend... Well, I know about this. Remember, from what we know, is that they were together every day for a year. Yeah, every day for a year. Eventually, and she really helped him. She helped him move on from Priscilla. Come on, what Elvis went through at the breakup of him and Priscilla was horrific. Horrific. Every time I read about it, listen to documentaries, biographies, anything, interviews about it. Even in this book, when Elvis finds out about Mike Stone, he's climbing up the walls. Don't forget, Elvis had Lisa dragged away from her to live with a stranger. Yeah, Elvis really put the karate world on a pedestal. So the fact it was Mike Stone made things 10 times worse. Linda was there for that. You know, once eventually Linda comes along. Linda really did help Elvis through that period. Just for that alone, she deserves a certain amount of respect. I think Linda really, really wanted Elvis to be completely loyal and faithful, and probably would have, if under the right circumstances, if Elvis wasn't over prescribing medication. I think Linda wanted to go all the way with Elvis, but come on, guys. He had a problem with prescribed medication because he was so sick. He was very unwell. He needed his prescribed medication. He was in pain, discomfort, couldn't sleep, glaucoma, stomach problems, loads of health issues. Elvis needed his medication. Yeah. I just think eventually Linda got to a point that she didn't want to be his nurse. I also think this. She kept hearing about him being unfaithful. He admitted it, didn't he? Yeah. He would say, "You're always the one for me." He would make her feel special, like she's the only one. But she knew he was seeing other girls. Yeah. So eventually, yeah, she starts seeing who's the person you mentioned, the bandmate, the band member. Yeah. Do you blame her? Do you blame her? It goes from one extreme to the other, and like a full-on relationship where they're together every day. Eventually, she's looking after him. Yeah. She's obviously in love with him, but then he's seeing other women. So eventually that turns into the fact that she was seeing one of the band members. Yeah. Come on. We have to be fair. We have to be fair. We have to see it more from a broad point of view. I think we all admire and adore Elvis, but she's a woman with feelings. She's being betrayed, isn't she? Yeah. She probably felt that she had given everything for Elvis. So, come on. Elvis was a human being. Let's have a look. Just an opinion for entertainment purposes. No one has to agree with me. We can agree to disagree. It's fine. You don't humiliate a man sleeping with his... Well, I could turn that around, Linda. I could say... You could turn that around, couldn't you? I could say that Linda was humiliated. You get it? When Elvis slept with other people. So we have to be fair. I don't think Linda gets a free pass. I don't see it in that way. I don't see it in that way. I think we're being quite open and honest. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. You could, yeah. So Teresa says you can take so much. Yeah, you can only take so much from every. Yeah, I see that. My biggest problem with Linda is a book came out in 2016. She did not have to write the thing she did. I agree. I've read the gory bits. I have read quite a lot of this book. And I agree. There's things she should have left out. I agree, but I'm not going to hate her for it. I don't have a problem with Linda. I think she tried to do what she could. She was in love in the beginning. Yes, Nancy, I agree with that. Josie, Elvis never said anything negative about their private life like they did him. They knew how Elvis was upset about the book read and Sonny wrote, and yet the woman that supposedly loved him did the same. Yep. You mean Priscilla, yeah? And disrespected his privacy. Yeah. No, I'm not going to... I don't disagree with that, Josie. Yeah? This is why we're called Defending Elvis, isn't it? Because everyone, not every single person, but many people have written books and said things they shouldn't have said and gone on to spend their whole lives making money off Elvis. Yeah? Many people, Memphis Mafia, even Larry Geller, even Charlie Hodge, even Joe Esposito, of course, many of the ex-girlfriends. Don't forget, Ginger Alden, one of the first things she did, in fact, I think I've got it on here, one of the first things Ginger Alden did when Elvis died was she went on and made a film. It's on YouTube. And the film was loosely based on a rock star and the story of Ginger and Elvis. It was loosely based. It was more of a country singer. Do you see my point? See my point, guys? Let's just see if I can get it up. Let's get it up a minute, guys. I took a little screenshot of it and I thought, oh, I'm going to bring that up. I want to bring this up on Ginger Alden, because I am going to be doing a Ginger Alden live stream as well. Yeah, I'm covering some of the girlfriends, right? So let's see if I can find it, okay? So Ginger Alden is a Facebook post, yeah? Someone sent me this. I thought it was interesting. I'm not sure who it was that sent it me. Was it Jane? I can't remember. So you can see all the different things that get sent to me. Here we are, look, see post, yeah? Now, there's many people that say good and bad things about Ginger Alden, yeah? So this is a clip from August the 8th, 1978, and I don't want to read it all. But Ginger Alden, I'm going to read it when we do the Ginger Alden live. But she basically says, let me just see. So this is Ginger Alden not long after Elvis passed. She says, ironically, Ginger is going on to a film career beginning with The Living Legend. This is the film. Go and look it up, guys. The Living Legend on YouTube. She looks stunning in this film. It's worth a watch, just how beautiful she is. You really get to see how beautiful Ginger is. She was a beauty. I completely understand why Elvis fell for Ginger or liked Ginger so much. Yeah. So she goes on to a film career, beginning with The Legend, an Earl Owensby production inspired by Elvis's life. She plays the part of the girlfriend of a smash star country singer. And that's where she is this week. On location in North Carolina, shooting scenes for The Living Legend. And then it says, doesn't playing a role obviously so close to your own life with Elvis bother you? So she's being interviewed, or it could be Elvis, could be her mum being interviewed. Someone's being interviewed. And so this film was 1978, guys. Yeah, not long after Elvis passed. And find it on YouTube, guys. Watch it on YouTube. Ginger replies, I wouldn't be in the picture if that were true. I don't think of it as a picture of Elvis. It could be about any big country and singer star. Yeah? So the point I'm making, guys, is, yeah, these people all went on to make money from Elvis's neck. Even Ginger Alden, and she gets a lot of support, doesn't she? Yeah? Supposedly she was going to marry him in December. And Elvis was planning his tour. Elvis was off to go on his tour, wasn't he? The day after. But shall we all hate Ginger? Do you get my point? They all tried to make money. All of them. Ginger's making money now from knowing Elvis. All of the Memphis Mafia and many other people that just knew Elvis are making money from the fact that they knew Elvis. Should we hate them all? Should we say that they all betrayed him? Yeah, now obviously we do. These people definitely betrayed him because they really trashed him. Red West, Sonny West, Dave Hebler. But I'm trying to make a point here, guys, that what did Linda do that is any more extreme than what Ginger did? Because even the early interviews with Ginger Alden, she says similar things that Linda said to do with the medication, eating, to do with Elvis's health. Ginger Alden. You see? Come on, even the people that were really, really true to Elvis have somehow lightly touched on the topic that Elvis may have been abusing his prescribed medication. Yeah, should we hate them all? This is my point, guys. But yeah, Josie, I agree they did disrespect his privacy. I agree that many of these people disrespected his privacy to make money and have lived off the Presley name. They've lived off the fact they knew Elvis. Yeah? But are we going to just hate them all? Do you see my point? They didn't know he was going to die. This is what I say. Did any of these people know Elvis was going to die? You know, did they, when they were taking advantage of him whilst he was alive, did they think, oh, one day he's going to die and we're all going to live off him? I don't think so. I think many people are very shocked and surprised that Elvis died at 42. Yeah? So it isn't straightforward. Just an opinion, guys. You can disagree with me if you want. I've just said that, Lou. There is no comparison between Linda and Priscilla. Oh, thank you, Kate. Right. No one is as bad as Priscilla. I agree. Emily, Priscilla takes the biscuit. She is on her own level. I agree. I just think comparing Priscilla to Linda is ridiculous. Yeah, sorry. No offense. That's how I feel. Priscilla took advantage of Elvis way before they got married and said and did horrible things. Yeah, very true. I wouldn't say I dislike Linda, but I think she said far too much details of the relationship that didn't need to be said. Yeah, but they all did. They all did, including Elvis's family. Didn't they? Come on. Even Elvis's family have said things that really didn't need to be said. I'm on about decades ago, yeah? After her book, 2016, she did an interview with Alana Nash. Alana asked her if she was still close to Lisa. Linda said no. Linda said no, Lisa has problems. Did she need to say that? Okay, I understand that comment. But unfortunately, yeah, Lisa did have problems. Yeah, now we know there's a bigger picture to why Lisa had problems. Yeah, there had been abuse from Michael Edwards. We want justice for Lisa Marie. We want Michael Edwards arrested. I have to say it's alleged for entertainment purposes, just opinions, but there's a whole story to it, isn't there? There's a whole backstory to why Lisa was a troubled teenager. Yeah. Even a troubled child before she became a teenager. So as much as, yeah, Linda has lightly touched on it, I don't see that as a reason to dislike her. I don't see that she's betrayed Lisa. I just see that she's being honest, telling the truth. There are many people that are very close to Elvis. When they talk about Lisa, even family members, they say, poor Lisa, what she went through. She had a troubled time. Don't forget the effect of Scientology as well, the effect of losing her father First of all, being taken away from her father, then losing him. Yeah. So yes, she was troubled. So why is that wrong that Lisa is saying that Linda is saying that Lisa was troubled? I'm saying it. I love Lisa. I'm saying it. I'm not saying it to demoralize her. I'm saying it because it's a fact. Yeah. So again, Louis at home. I'm just a fan at home. I'm no researcher. I'm no expert. Maybe Lisa's problem was that Linda betrayed her father with that book, like the Memphis Mafia. Maybe Lisa's problem was that Linda. Have I missed a comment? Because I've never thought that Lisa had a problem with Linda ever. I never thought that. Is that I'm a bit unsure here. Maybe Lisa's problem was that Linda betrayed her father with that book, like the Memphis Mafia. I don't think Lisa had a problem with Linda. Not that I know of. Tell me if I'm wrong. Put it in the comments, guys. Linda really did love Elvis with her whole heart. I believe that as well. And Vernon said Linda was the best woman for his son. I'd like to see that somewhere. If Pat, if she did say that, I'd love to see proof of that. Priscilla did more damage. She had more power. Linda, like Priscilla, is a self-promoter. Yeah, but they all are. They all are. Come on. Even if you go back, guys, to the other girlfriends, to the Memphis Mafia, decades ago, they're all self-promoters. They all lived off Elvis. All of them. Doesn't mean we hate them. We hate the ones that really betrayed Elvis, that really were cruel. Yeah? The ones that... Linda Thompson made her own money with her talent, songwriting. Yeah, she did eventually, yeah. I agree. Linda is a very talented woman. A talented writer, a talented songwriter. Linda, come on. I'll play a bit more of this interview. She speaks beautifully of Elvis. Beautifully. Linda Thompson made her own money with her talent. Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys. Let me just get on here. I do want to play a bit more of that interview. Let's have a look. Guys, we're just having a discussion. She could have worded the medication issue differently. I agree, but it doesn't. But I still don't think we should hate her. Yeah, I'm saddened she wrote the things she did, and I don't believe all of it. Okay, yeah, it's her version of events. It's Linda's version of events. We can't say that everything Linda says is gospel. Is completely true. You can't say that, can we? Yeah, we weren't there. We don't know. Priscilla and Linda are polar opposites. Linda is far more Elvis's type than his ex. I agree. Actually, I agree with that. I agree with that. Many of them have made money from knowing Elvis were not well off, so I don't think trying to make a living is bad. But the ones that gave out very private info or even worse lied. Yeah, hi Dan, welcome. I agree. If they're lying, it's a problem, isn't it? It's a problem, guys. But my thing with making money off Elvis's name is if you're doing it the right way, it's okay. If you're doing it the right way. If you're doing it the wrong way, then it's not okay. The Don Rickles story, all of the members of Mafia told, none of them said, I'm sorry, I don't even acknowledge that comment. Right, let's have a look. Well, I don't agree. Linda, you say about if you love someone, you don't say things. Well, I think there's many people that loved Elvis that said things really they shouldn't have. Yeah, said things maybe they look back on and go, do you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said that, including family members. Yeah, so it ain't that straightforward, is it? Lisa might have been upset with Linda, but with him, and Linda might have saved him. Yeah, I've heard people have said to me that if Elvis had stayed with Linda, he may have lived longer. That Lisa might have been upset that Linda broke up with him. Well, Nancy, you say Linda broke up with him, but wasn't it Elvis that broke up with Linda? Yeah, Nancy? Isn't it? I think it's pretty obvious that Elvis moved on from Linda, didn't he? He liked other people. Am I right, guys? Tell me. Lisa said Linda was more of a mother than Priscilla was. Yeah, later. I think Pat later, Linda becomes more of a motherly figure. She said in that section we read out, she said it. If no one else wrote a book or it went on shows and talked about him, then we would not know anything of all the good stuff that was. Yeah, it's true. It's true. A lot of the information we have now is because people spoke up, spoke out. Yeah, didn't keep things private. I get your point, Dan. Thank you. I don't think Lisa had a problem with Linda. I think Lisa, if she talked to Linda, saw Linda, it would bring everything back. You know, I actually don't know the answer to that. Did Lisa have a friendship with Linda? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'd like to know the answer to that, actually. I'm saying Linda wrote the book. I can't imagine Lisa being happy with it. I think I understand that comment. I think this. If Lisa had it her way, no one would have said anything negative about her dad. Ever. Doesn't matter who it was. Memphis Mafia, ex-girlfriends, employees. So, come on, let's face it, some of the employees said some negative things as well, didn't they? I agree. Lisa would have preferred that no one said anything negative about her father. I agree with that. But Linda is just one of dozens. One of dozens. None of the women stayed in with Elvis, body like Anne Margaret. Straight comes to sit with him. Yeah, don't forget Anne Margaret. Even Anne Margaret does accept. I've seen a few interviews with Anne Margaret. She does accept that Elvis had struggles. Yeah. She doesn't go into detail, but she knows Elvis struggled with that he became unwell, doesn't she? Even Anne Margaret. Linda, yes, she said it many times. Lisa really loved Linda. Yeah, no, I think we know that Lisa loved Linda. I think we know this. Are you referring to sitting right? Some of that. I don't hate Linda. I just think if he was the love of her life, why would she speak about him like that? Well, we can't answer that because we don't know. But my thinking out loud is she struggled with Elvis because Elvis eventually is seeing other girls. Yeah. She does get really cast off, doesn't she? Linda eventually gets blown out. She's disregarded. I know Elvis is still generous to her family, but the bottom line is Elvis did see other girls. Yeah, so that could be part of it. And then eventually, unexpectedly, Elvis dies. So these people go on. There's a lot of interest from the public to find out anything about Elvis. And many of the people that were friends or girlfriends or ex-girlfriends with Elvis are trying to make a living. So Elvis has passed, yeah. So these people are making a living from the fact they were close to Elvis with ex-girlfriend, girlfriend, friend, employee, member of family, you name it. So I would say that was the reason. I don't think there's any bad intent. I don't think Linda writing her book or saying things in interviews that are negative about Elvis was her trying to be nasty or trying to get revenge or trying to how can I say it, or a form of insulting or attacking Elvis. I don't think that. I've never thought that. I do think of Priscilla. Now Priscilla is very smart, so she's very sly. She can very carefully make Elvis look really bad. I don't think that was I never have ever thought that of Linda, that she went out of her way to make Elvis look bad because she was angry or envious or trying to get revenge. I've never thought that about Linda, ever. Never, never, never. I thought it about Priscilla, 100%. I thought it about, initially, you know, with the book Elvis, What Happened, with Sonny West, Dave Hebler, Red West. I thought it about them. There was a bit of jealousy and anger involved when they wrote that book, Elvis, What Happened. I think they all regretted it. I think Dave Hebler, well, actually, no, that's not true. I don't. I think Red West and Sonny West always regretted writing that book. Dave Hebler, I don't think he cares. He's so arrogant, he doesn't care. So, yeah. No. I've watched quite a few interviews with Anne-Margaret. I agree, she doesn't outright say, she doesn't go into detail about the stuff that Elvis did, but she knows Elvis struggled. She hints it in how she speaks. She knows Elvis had a tough time. That's my point. I agree, she never goes into detail. Elvis could have fallen over in hospital in 1977 and they may not have been able to save him. Lisa never had a problem. Lisa never liked any book that painted her father in a bad light. Yes, it's understandable. It's her dad. Linda spoke about it in her book, chapter 18. She saw Lisa for the first time in 1987 at the U2 concert. They connected in the 90s when Michael Jackson worked with David Briggs. Oh, that's interesting. Linda then said she heard Lisa and Michael divorce. And Margaret never slated Elvis. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I know she didn't. I agree. Anne Margaret never slated Elvis, but she knew he was unwell. Anne Margaret is the only person who never said anything bad or negative about Elvis. Yeah, I agree. Let's have a look. I agree that the only woman that respected his privacy, even in death. I agree, and the only woman who. I just want everyone to know Lisa never had a problem with Linda. I never thought she did. Pat, I never thought she did. And Margaret also kept aspects of the relationship with Elvis off limits. 100%. 100%. Thanks, Julie. Lou, I sent you a video of Lisa in Toronto a while back. Linda's hubby at the time, David Foster, called in and spoke to Lisa, and check it out and see if Lisa react to him and Linda. Is that, have you sent that to me now? Yeah, let's have a look. Guys, we're gonna have to do a part 3 on this because this has gone on. This is taking much. Right, let's have a look. So Emily, let's have a look. An interview with Sam Thompson, Elvis Presley's bodyguard and brother of Linda Thompson, states that Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's daughter, called Linda to inform her of Elvis's death. Sam says he heard Lisa on the phone saying, "No, Linda, really, he's dead." Linda's phone rang and it was Lisa Marie, who was only 9 years old at the time. Sam's brother took the phone from Lisa and told Linda to come home. So that's obviously on Google, yeah? So did that happen? Is that what happened? Yeah. So Dan, the video, you say you sent me a video, but it hasn't come up. Let's have a look. Let's just have a look. Yeah, it hasn't, Dan, it hasn't come up. It hasn't come up unless you sent it me before, unless it's an old video. Yeah. Just if you've got it, just resend it me, yeah? Linda addresses it in her book, the relationship with Lisa, then in Alana Nash interview after, but they're not close anymore. I don't think Linda was trying to destroy Elvis. I think she was making herself a hero, same as she spoke about her husband. So making herself the hero, yeah? I understand that. I've seen the interviews. I see how the impression Linda gives us, how she helped Elvis, yeah? How she was there for Elvis, how she truly loved him, how she helped get him over a bad patch, and helped him through his struggles with prescribed medication. Yeah? Now, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with her telling the world the good that she did for Elvis? Now, why does it have to be turned into, oh, Linda's trying to play the hero? Why? How about she's just telling the truth? She's just letting the world know the good she did for Elvis. Me as a fan, I appreciate how Linda helped Elvis. I do. But I also accept that she said certain things that she didn't have to say. Yeah? She could have kept certain things private. Yeah? I don't think Linda was trying to... let's have a look. Hi, Frederick. So Dan says, I don't think Lisa kept in touch with Linda over the 20 years. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. If any of you do know, guys, please let us know. They don't seem to be close after Elvis's death. Okay. Hi, Martha. So I think Lisa was the closest to Lisa when Lisa was with Elvis. Do you mean Linda? So I think you mean Linda. I think Linda was the closest to Lisa when Lisa was with Elvis. I'm a little bit confused, but when she did her book, their relationship changed. Right? Yeah, I get the idea. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Josie. And I think that's very possible. Lisa tried her whole life to protect her father, and now they're all coming out with books and movies. Now that Lisa's not here anymore, to make a fortune off her father. Well, I wouldn't just say now, Pat. I would say they've been doing it for the last 40 years. This isn't new, is it? All the people trying to make money from Elvis, whether it be books or movies or biographies, documentaries, you name it, it's been happening for 40 years. It's not a new thing. Yes, so Dan, have you sent it me, Dan? All right, thanks, Linda, for taking part in this. So remember, we can agree to disagree. In her book, she's saying is life making sacrifices, and she does the same on chapter with her ex-husband. In her book, she's saying his life making sacrifices. She does the same on chapters with her ex. I'm not really sure what that means, but so right, guys, I think we're gonna have to come back and do a part 3 because I try to keep these videos no more than an hour long. Now we're gonna go off. We all respectfully disagree. It's totally fine, to be clear. I liked Linda. I was happy learning about her and Priscilla. Her book upset me. Okay, thank you. That's a very interesting debate, guys. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Now I'm going to come back straight away and do part 3 because I want to watch some of this video. I want to watch Linda's interview. Okay, guys? So I'll just read your comments, then we're going to stop and start. I'm going to stop and start straight away. I just like Linda up because she focuses on the good things about Elvis, and every interview I've seen, she tries to focus about all the good. Yeah, Nancy, I agree. Let's not forget. Okay, yeah, we're gonna stop and start. So we're gonna stop, and then I'm gonna come back straight away, and we're gonna start playing Linda's interview. Okay, we need to watch because I really do want to watch this interview with you guys. I want to watch the interview with Team Elvis. Yeah. Let's not forget Priscilla took Lisa away from everyone after Elvis died, so Lisa lost contact with everyone. Not leaving, just I'll miss part 3. Oh, thanks, Linda. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Right, okay, Dan, we're going to play it on part 3. Give me 2 minutes, and we'll come straight back. Okay, guys. Thank you. This has been fascinating. Very interesting. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. Loving it.